Hey everybody, how you doing? Edgy Tim here, man. Was it a busy weekend or what this past weekend? Absolutely crazy. Good to be with you. Good to join you. Again, we had a good handful of commitments over the weekend, and again, I was out Sunday for most of the day. I was out at Northern Illinois for their 7-on-7 and their lineman camp. Last week, a lot of North Central College stuff, a lot of content I've been trying to get cranked out. So again, starting to get caught up on a lot of that, and definitely wanted to not miss this opportunity to give you some thoughts and some insights on some of the in-state kids that have committed. And today we're going to start off with Cameron Brooks, a defensive lineman out of Homewood Flossmoor, class of 2025, three-star ranked by rivals, blah, 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 blah. So not a big surprise. Illinois had offered Cameron, God, I want to say, God, well over a year ago. So again, really one of the first big offers for Cameron Brooks. So I always felt that Illinois was the leader there. And I know he had set up official visits, I believe, to Kansas and Kansas State, if I'm not mistaken. So I know that especially it seemed like Kansas State was with him for quite some time. But again, the thought across the board was pretty much Illinois was the team to beat. And again, Illinois able to bring in Cameron Brooks. So Cameron Brooks, had a chance to see him play live a couple of times, seen him in various camps and what have you. So I've gotten to know Cameron pretty well. Great young man. Always like talking to Cameron. Personality-wise, kind of a quiet guy, but on the field, likes to talk a little bit. Could get a little chirpy from time to time. But again, it is, I would definitely say Cameron is very, very positive personality. Definitely confident, a lot of self-confidence in him and himself. And again, really good motor, which I again, one of the many things I like about his game. He will get after it. And again, kind of more of a rush end for Homewood Flossmoor. I know Coach Alexander will move him inside from time to time as well. I think it's been pretty much said that Cameron will wind up putting on quite a bit more size, which I think frame-wise he is very capable of doing, and end up playing inside, playing a defensive tackle spot for the Fighting Illini. Cameron's not a quick fix. He is not what I would consider totally physically ready for the college level just yet. And again, that's taken into account his projected position. So again, you're going to see Cameron in the next year or two probably put on 20, 30 pounds at least, get bigger, get stronger, and be able to obviously handle the rigors of playing inside on the defensive line in the Big Ten. Definitely more of a project, and I hate using that project tag. But again, I'd be very surprised if Cameron's a quick, shows up in August a year from now and challenges on the depth chart. I don't think so. I think he's going to be a redshirt guy his freshman year. They're going to give him time to gain weight, get stronger, develop more, and then maybe after that second year, a bit more physically ready to get after. But I like the signing. Now, again, one of the stories here, certainly with the University of Illinois and the recruiting efforts, I know it's been mentioned quite a bit. Seems like more and more lately. How's Illinois doing on a recruiting trail? Well, I'll get into that a little bit later. We'll get through this. We'll get through this summer period, and then obviously we'll have a little bit of time to dig into things and see how things go. But again, Cam, 3-star, top 30 guy. I say anywhere between that top 20 and top 30 in state list. Good player, not a top 10, top 15 guy. And that's kind of the makeup of the class so far for the Fighting Illini. They've got 9 verbal commits, as we know of. Probably going to wind up at least a handful more over the next couple of weeks. Decent amount of in-state kids. And again, we've talked about the in-state efforts of Illinois. I think they've been good. I think the effort has certainly been there from Brett Bielema and his assistant coaches. I just think they've had trouble closing on the higher level kids. Now, I don't know if it's an NIL thing, if it's just not being able to fight off all these other schools that are in contention for these higher level kids. Don't know, but it really hasn't. There hasn't been a whole lot of momentum, positive momentum for the Fighting Illini. Let's say top 15 or higher. There's a couple. Braden Trimble, I really like from Mount Zion. Again, another kid I had a chance to see around this time last year. Saw him in a 7-on-7. Really impressed with him, and his stock kind of took off. Andre Lovett, I've been aware and known him since his freshman year. Very good player, very good athlete. He is, I feel, has a chance to develop into that higher level kid. So, Micah McDonough is a very solid interior offensive lineman from Andrew. So again, there's definitely some decent names there. We'll see if Illinois can maybe land a couple of those higher profile names. But again, it's kind of the knock so far that Illinois hasn't been able to really, really start bringing in those handful of top 10, top 5, top 10 kids. And I've talked about this for years. God, I've been on with Lauren Tate on the radio I don't know how many times, and almost like a broken record talking about, well, winning certainly helps the Fighting Illini and their recruiting efforts. Drawing consistently big crowds and big atmosphere at Illinois for home games is big. And if Illinois can land maybe 3 out of the top 10 recruits in the state of Illinois, you're doing pretty good. And well, so far, not so much with those top 10. So we'll see. And I think what also, and again, so much for Cameron Brooks, kind of went off the path here a little bit. But I think over the next 2 years in particular, it's going to be 26 and 27 are going to be very good recruiting classes here in the state of Illinois. A lot of talent spread over multiple positions, a lot of high-level talent as well. So you definitely want to have your ducks lined up in a row to really attack the next couple of years of recruiting classes here in the state. To be honest, I think they're going to be very good. I think they're going to be as good as they've ever been. And again, I've been doing this for a while. So again, I don't throw that out there very often, but it's 26 and 27 is lining up already to be really strong. And if you're Illinois, you want to be in the middle of all that right now. Getting back to Cameron Brooks, like I said, more of a development guy physically. Love his personality. I think he's a great addition. Always good to get kids out of the South Burbs if you're the University of Illinois. And again, hopefully Illinois can continue to build on this. Rivals has Cameron Brooks ranked as a kind of a low to mid 3-star. I tend to agree with that. I think his development could definitely maybe make you consider that star ranking, maybe from a mid to an upper 3-star. And we'll see what he has to offer this season. I'm expecting him to have a big season for the Vikings, and could raise that maybe to a high 3 to a low 4. We'll see how that goes. I can almost guarantee I'll get a chance to see him play live. HF always one of the better teams in Chicagoland year in and year out. But again, there you go. Just my thoughts and my take on Cameron Brooks, who over the weekend committed to the Fighting Illini of the University of Illinois. There you go, everybody. Thank you. Have a great day. See you soon.